Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 25 online game. Today we got the Chicago Bears and the Atlanta Falcons. This game's a few weeks old, but still a pretty good game nonetheless. And first play of offense, he bombs it up for Roddy White, and Roddy comes down with it in double coverage. You know it's going to be one of those kind of games when you got perfect coverage, your opponent just lobs it up and comes down with the catch like that. But that's just what it is with the Atlanta Falcons. You just have to worry about that every play, because Roddy or Julio, they could be perfect coverage on them, and they'll still go up and get it. Now, we have one of those guys ourselves in Brandon Marshall, but I'm not the kind of person that throws it into double coverage and hopes for the best, so you won't see me throw it to Brandon Marshall like that. So the main guy in our offense is going to be Matt Forte, and I really like playing with Matt Forte in Madden because he's one of the most elusive backs in the game. People kind of underrate that, but he's one of the most elusive backs in the game. It's just so much fun playing with him. His juke moves are insane. His cuts are great. His speed is okay, but he's just fun to play with. But right now, we're having no fun because Roddy just went up and caught another lob pass. And then 2 plays later, he gets into the end zone again with Tony Gonzalez and makes it a 14-0 game. And we are in a hole very early in this game. What I do want to talk about for this video is Week 4 in the NFL, because it was a pretty interesting week. Both the teams in this video lost. The Atlanta Falcons lost on Sunday Night Football, lost to the Patriots, and this doubters of the Patriots won. Even like myself, I didn't exactly doubt them. I actually did pick them to win the game, but the doubters, they wanted to see them play a legit team, and the Falcons are a legit team, even though their record doesn't say so. They're still a pretty good team. They just played a lot of tough opponents to start. But the Patriots are one of those tough opponents, man. They look, the defense is what looked pretty good. I mean, the Falcons kind of screwed up a little bit, like the 4th and 2. That was an overthrow when Roddy was open, and then it turned to 7 points when Tom Brady marched like 95 yards for a touchdown. But the Patriots look good on defense. Talib, everybody's talking about Talib because Talib played a great game. But the rest of those guys, even after Wilfork went down, still played pretty decently. I think they still recovered pretty decently even after Vince Wilfork went down. Now, long term, I don't know how it's going to work without Wilfork. And, oh my God, we could have really used that pick. Down 7-14, trying to engineer a little mini comeback. But Bostic just went out of bounds while he caught it. But this time, we're going to get it. Look at this bait, man. Just, he wanted to go for the corner. I knew he won the corner. He ran corner routes on both sides. One side was locked up. The other side looked open, but I had that on lockdown. And now he knows that. And hopefully he won't be. Actually, I hope he throws it my way again. Cal come down with another one. But, anyways, the Bears lost to the Lions. And pretty convincingly, too. And the score might have been worse if the Lions capitalized more early in the game, because they had like 3 field goals in a row. They couldn't get it going in the red zone. Calvin Johnson barely missed one of those catches in the end zone. But, yeah, they had like 3 field goals in a row. Then they finally turned it up. And the Lions defense looked good again. Their D-line looks great again. Sue is wrecking like havoc in that game as usual. The secondary is okay enough while the D-line, gets pressure. And, when Reggie Bush is on the Lions, they're a pretty damn tough team. As you see Cutler go down. So I run the ball since Cutler goes down. We actually get in the end zone here. So definitely a great thing to establish a running game. But the only reason why I did that is because Cutler went down. But he comes back, and the Cood comes back, and Forte got injured. He comes back. A lot of random injuries in this game. But yeah, the Lions with Reggie Bush. The last 1.5 games before the Bears game, they didn't have Reggie Bush, and they were kind of meh. But in the Vikings game and the Bears game, when Reggie Bush played, they look pretty legit on offense, man. And Reggie Bush looks freaking awesome, man. He looks like USC Reggie Bush. And moving on, let's see what other teams we got. We got the Ravens losing. What? To the Bills? Who saw that coming? I definitely had the Ravens winning. But Flacco didn't get any favors from his offensive line, and then on top of that, Flacco didn't do his team any favors, like legit. Like Flacco just didn't do any favors for his team, throwing 5 interceptions. You can't do that. The 2 elite quarterbacks, or 2 quarterbacks who call themselves elite, Eli and Flacco, they're just messes out there. But yeah, the Ravens, they got some help. They traded for somebody from left tackle, so we'll see how that works long term. But short term, the Ravens might be in trouble. But I think they play against the Dolphins this week, so we'll see what happens. We'll see if Flacco can turn it around on the road, I believe. The road games have been kind to the Ravens, so we'll see what's up. The Bengals and the Browns. Yeah, God, I'm just like sick of Andy Dalton, man. He's got so much weapons around him. You got Eifert, Gresham, AJ Green. And one thing that really frustrates me about the Bengals is that for the past few weeks, when defenses try, wow, that was a pretty damn lucky catch. One hand behind the back, okay, and contact. But thankfully, there's like 1 second before half, so it wasn't really that big. But yeah, whenever they throw it to AJ Green, the Bengals, they always throw like 8-yard passes. Defenses had them double covered, and they just don't know what to do about it. They need to figure out how to get AJ Green open for more than like 5-yard hitch routes, because that's all they throw to him. And an occasional lob pass, like once or twice a game. And then Dalton himself looks pretty shaky as we get the screen pass here for a touchdown to start the third quarter. I know the Browns defense is pretty good, but I mean, come on, man. But the Browns offense with Brandon Hoyer, Jordan Cameron, and Josh Gordon, who came back and stretching the field for the Browns, they look nice, man. And they're not great, but they look nice enough with that Browns defense to win games, and that's what they're doing right now. They beat a playoff team in Cincinnati, and sky's the limit for the Browns right now, man. Who knows what the hell's gonna happen? Thursday Night Football coming up. They can easily beat the Bills, and they could be first place in their division. They're already tied for first, so that should be fun, man. Anyways, moving on. The Seahawks and the Texans. That was a hell of a game, because the Texans looked like they had that one in control until Russell Wilson got one of his Russell Wilson-like drives in the fourth quarter, and then Matt Schaub, there was just a big collapse on that pick six. Wow, a nice pick there by Hayden, by the way. He was trying to drive to tie the game up. We've had him locked up since the beginning when he went up 14-0. And he was trying to drive to tie the game up. Instead, we almost got a pick six there with Hayden. But yeah, Kubiak was saying how Schaub didn't have any audibles on the play when he probably should as an NFL quarterback, especially one that plays as long as Schaub has in the system there. And then Schaub just made a pretty stupid throw in general. He threw it across his body like that, and then at the same time, he threw it in Richard Sherman's area. Don't throw it in Richard Sherman's area. And then Richard Sherman took it back with one shoe on. Dude's a freaking monster, man. Don't question Sherman. That dude is easily the defensive player of the year so far. But, and then in overtime, the Seahawks got a great gift from that penalty. That was a pretty stupid penalty, that unnecessary roughness penalty. That was just a tackle, man. It's football. That's not a 15-yard penalty to decide a game in overtime. That's stupid, man. And we get a nice run with Forte, and we make it even nicer by putting Asante Samuel to the ground before finally being tackled by, I believe, the Coot. I mix up the Coot and Moore a lot, but so it might be more, but I believe it's the Coot there. But I'm moving on. The Colts beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. Obviously, everybody saw that coming. My Giants, oh God, we just don't make me talk about my Giants, man. We just got like, it's another blowout for us. But the game was close. It was like a 7-10 game. The defense was playing good, and then McCuster just changed the game completely. And once we had to play from behind, you know, the offensive line can't like hold the freaking blocks for more than 3 seconds. When you play from behind, you have to go deep more, and the defenses know that you're passing. And then pass rushing situations against the Kansas City Chiefs, that's not good with Justin Houston and Tom Bahali coming at your quarterback with that shitty offensive line we have. So it was just bad from there. So hopefully we could beat the Eagles. Hopefully. Eagles lost to the Broncos. We all saw that coming because it's Denver, man. Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning is just having a historic year so far. You know, after 2 weeks, he might just turn the other way because you might say, all right, he might just slow down. But there's no signs of slowing down with that offense and those weapons they have. And we're running the ball here late. And that's something the Bucs should have done late in the game. They should have ran the ball late instead of giving it to Glennon. And letting Glennon throw it at, wow, EA, come on. EA just has a vendetta against me. I'm just going to say it straight up. They have a vendetta against me. About to score a touchdown and make it 21 points. And I lose the fumble. And, of course, he recovers it. God forbid I recover one of those. Like, come on, dude. But, yeah. Glennon throws an interception to Patrick Peterson. You're going to throw it. Don't throw it at Patrick Peterson. Peterson picks it off. And it's a shame for the Bucs defense because they're playing great. Revis is playing great so far, coming back from that ACL injury. That whole Bucs defense is looking good with Golston and all of them, but the offense just puts them in bad situations. If they had Cardinals forced the Bucs to punt the ball, the Cardinals offense was not going to score. They only scored 3 points the whole game. They were not scoring 7 at the end, so that was just bad for them. And then the Steelers, they played the Vikings in London, and they should have lost that game by more, it felt like. But they made the comeback at the end. Kind of the way the Falcons did at the end of the Patriots game. Kind of flukish. But Ben almost rallied them. Then fumbled the ball late. But the Vikings are still not that good. They just beat a team that also isn't that good. And the Steelers. The Steelers, they just need help on offense. They still need help on offense. And the defense can only hang on for so long in the game. because they don't have an elite defense. They still have a pretty good defense, especially with Palomalo on there and some other guys like Clark and Timmons. But they're gonna need some help from the offense at some point. And the Jets, Geno Smith just got destroyed. Geno Smith just had a rookie quarterback on the road kind of game, as we get a key stop here at the goal line. Big time stop for our defense until 4th down. He somehow finds Julio, I think that's Julio, and Julio dropped it. That's the break we needed, and I'll take that after we fumbled the ball. I'll definitely take that. And then the Monday night game, the Saints look great. The Dolphins' weakness is their offensive line. That showed up again. But the Saints' defensive line, they're no slouches, man. They are tough. And they showed up on national TV big time. And then, of course, the Saints' offense with Drew Brees at the helm, you know, there's just no stopping them, man. Jimmy Graham. And one thing that gets underrated about the Saints' offense is that Sean Payton is back. And actually, they mentioned it on Monday night. The amount of personnel packages they come out in, different personnel packages, you know, with Sean Payton back, throwing defenses off guard, always coming out in attack mode, is what makes that offense so great, especially this year. And yeah, so the Sean Payton coming back is definitely huge. Don't underestimate, you know, don't underestimate the head coach in the NFL, because Sean Payton is telling you why you shouldn't. And then the Redskins beat the Raiders. Matt Flynn looked terrible. The Redskins didn't even look that great. They were just good enough to beat a bad Raiders team. As we get the interception here at 4th and 20. If the game wasn't over, it's definitely over now. You know, so that's that. And then the Chargers and the Cowboys. That's the last one we got to talk about here as this game ends. I'll talk about the Chargers and the Cowboys real quick because so the game ends. You can leave if you don't want to hear me talk about the Chargers and Cowboys. Hope you guys like the video and subscribe for more Madden 25 games where I actually talk about the game itself. But Chargers and Cowboys real quick because first of all, Monte Kiffin's defense got overrated kinda after the Giants played stupid in week 1. They don't really look that great right now. But at the same time, Phillip Rivers, I'm liking the way the Chargers look this year. They got an offensive line to protect Phillip Rivers. That's number 1. Antonio Gates is playing healthy, finally, for the first time in years. That's 2. And 3, they got Danny Woodhead playing. And Danny Woodhead is kind of like Darren Sproles. Like, Darren Sproles and Phillip Rivers were great when they were in San Diego together. And then Sproles left. For some reason, the Chargers let him leave. But now they got Woodhead. And, you know, you got Woodhead, and it's a pretty good passing thing. And then Phillip Rivers himself is just looking good now that he has time in the pocket with the offensive line. He's playing with no-name receivers right now, like Vincent Brown and God knows who else, and they're getting it done. They're getting it done. So the Chargers, I had them as an 8-8 team on Monday Night Football when they were playing the Raiders, and then after they collapsed, I backed away from them. I was like, same old Chargers. I was saying it on Twitter, but it's actually true. They look good, man. They look good. Mike McCoy is doing a good job there, and the Chargers could definitely be an 8-8 team, and maybe more. Who knows? Maybe less, but you know, around 8-8. I like the way they're playing. So that'll do it for this video. Once again, leave a like if you like this. Subscribe for more. I just gotta do that since that's my usual outro, and I can't leave without saying that. So yeah, do that stuff, and I'll catch you guys next time.